wiser but the rest. Listen to the podcast, join the quest. Heartbeats racing, adrenaline high. This is where champions fly.
Welcome to the B-Ball Podcast. My name is Bryant.
And I'm Eric.
And we're here to talk sports and more. What's going on,
What's
brother?
up, man? What's up, man?
How you doing?
Fantastic, man. You know what Saturday is, man.
You're a little decked out
You
today,
see, man, I got all my Georgia stuff, man. You know, it's big days on Saturday.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
I got my hater blockers on for all the Georgia haters out there.
Okay.
All the people that want to talk junk about us. Got all my Georgia stuff here, per usual. My Georgia shirt, per usual. You know.
All right.
Saturday's a big day. Clemson, we're gonna be smoking on that Clemson pack.
Not the
Saturday.
Clemson pack. I'm glad you didn't come up with your plan that you were having with your packs.
Yeah. See, I planned on coming in like full Shannon Sharp style, you know.
Ain't nobody need to go mask.
Pack of backwoods.
Nobody needed to
do rag, Henny, all that stuff, you know. But this will do. When we win the national championship.
Oh yeah, it can be on there.
Then we going on there.
If you win, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that leads into our first topic, man. We're getting to this.
Yeah, a little Georgia talk,
man. Georgia, Clemson. Number 1 team versus number 14 team. Georgia's obviously number 1. We play in Atlanta.
Okay.
It's not like a home or away game, technically, but we're in Georgia. It's a home game for us, essentially. You know, this game is going to be very interesting, considering that obviously they're number 14. We've played them before at a season opener in 2021, I want to say. We won 10-3. The only touchdown we scored was off of interception that we returned, you know. But Clemson, they have 8 players on their offense returning. 8 starters. And they only got 11 of them, you know, so 8 of them are returning.
That's majority, yeah.
Majority of them are returning, you know, so it's going to be good. On the defensive side, they only got 3 starters returning, though, which is, you know, we're going to eat them alive.
Because it sounds like defense was kind of y'all hold up in that last game, because
yeah, but
it was y'all's defense that actually scored, so the offense was having a hard time struggling against.
No, definitely, but that was, you know, multiple years ago. Now Clemson has definitely fallen off a lot since then.
Yeah.
In the past 2-3 years, you know, they were.
14. I think that pretty much explains it too much.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they were always a lock to get into the playoffs every single year. But now, that's not really going to be the case. It's going to be very hard for them to get there. Especially, you know, the first game they're going to have a loss against Georgia. We have a Heisman candidate that is more than likely going to win it. I mean, I'm predicting him to win it. The Heisman. You know, last year was his first year starting. This year, he's a senior now. He had one of the best seasons in college football last year. He's going to have the best season in college football this year, you know.
I mean, is he going to win the championship, though?
Oh, hey, man. If we have the highest chance to win it, we have the best chance to go to the national championship and win it this year. For all the betting people out there, they should bet on Georgia because that's the safest bet.
We'll see after Saturday.
That is true. But I will say, out of all the head coaches that are in college football, there's only 3 that have national championships now. Since Nick Saban is gone, there's only 3 of them that have national championships. Kirby Smart at Georgia, Dabo Swinney is the other one for Clemson, and then some other coach. I think he coaches like North Carolina or whatever. He won one in like the 80s. Don't really count.
That count, the man won.
I guess.
God, don't put no disrespect on his name. I mean, we need to find
We don't even know his name. I forgot his name.
We don't find his name.
We can find it. It's okay. But that, just the 2 coaches, they have national championship experience. So naturally, it's going to be a good game. You know. But I'm predicting Georgia to win 45-10.
That's crazy.
45-10.
Don't put your money on that. That is crazy stat line.
45-10. That's prediction of what I'm going with. That's 45-10. That's my prediction. You know.
All right.
And that game is at 12 o'clock. So it starts off, Saturday. We had some games this past week. We had a few games. Florida State and Georgia Tech had that game. Florida State took a huge L to Georgia's little brother, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech coming up though. I mean, I've heard good things about them. Great season.
I was watching the game and I didn't know if Georgia Tech looked good or if Florida State just looked that bad.
Yeah.
Like to Florida State, their quarterback used to go to Clemson. He was trash there.
Situation.
He went to Oklahoma State. He was trash there. And now he's back. And his first game he loses to Georgia Tech. God awful. But out of all the games that are on Saturday, Georgia and Clemson is the only really major big game. All the other games, all the other big teams, like Ohio State, they play Akron. Oregon plays Idaho. Texas plays Colorado State. Alabama plays Western Kentucky. Ole Miss plays Furman. Michigan plays Fresno State. Those are no-name teams. Those are all top 10 teams that are playing no names in their first week. Georgia is the only team that is playing a tough game in the first season in the top 10.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Mr. Mac Brown, I apologize.
Mac Brown.
I apologize for my co-host and his ignorance, as we will call it, for not knowing your name.
These shades don't only just
Put
block.
some respect on it.
They don't just block all the haters of
Put
Georgia.
some respect on his name.
It's like I only see Georgia in my lens of these shades on, man.
But that is crazy. That is crazy.
No, it is.
Not that much championship experience. I mean, that's something you want to look for when you're looking in a head coach.
No, that is true. And it's very slim nowadays.
So whether them three gonna run it, somebody new.
Matt Brown, who does he coach for now?
North.
See, I thought it was North Carolina.
It's loaded, but it said North something, so I was
North
Carolina.
Okay.
North Dakota.
But on top of that, there's some okay games. We got Penn State playing West Virginia, but Penn State has to travel to West Virginia. West Virginia is not going to be a terrible team, so that's going to be kind of tough.
I mean, with that travel, it's going to be.
Of course, yeah. If you're on the road in college football, it's naturally going to be tougher for you. We talked about it the other day. College football, I feel like the home field advantage matters more than almost any other sport.
Yeah, cause waking up, going straight to the stadium versus getting on a bus.
Yeah, because college stadiums, they're bigger than NFL stadiums.
Yeah.
Georgia, it fits like 90-something thousand people.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How much money Georgia?
Oh yeah.
Boy, you got a whole endorsement. Deal on right now. So I mean,
see, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Alabama, I think they all fit close to 100,000.
Yeah.
And like NFL stadiums, they might fit like 60, 70. Like it's
be 50,000 more.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But the college football playoffs, that is going to be interesting this year too.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of underdogs coming in. Seeming like it's not going to be as far away as everybody was thinking. It seems like it's going to be a close.
Yeah, especially because for the longest time they only let 4 teams in.
Yeah.
Now there's 12.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of, like how it is in college basketball. You're going to have a lot of 16, or not a lot, but you sometimes see the lower seeds upset the higher
big seeds. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure when it comes to like March Madness and stuff, they host the games at neutral sites instead of like having to go to the other team's arena.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. But in college football, the playoffs, you have to travel to the other team's stadium. So it's like NBA, college, or NFL, like the major winning playoffs.
Yeah, major leagues.
Yeah, you have to go to the other team, which is going to be tough. You're going to see a lot less upsets because of that.
Yeah, because it's hard to upset somebody at home.
Especially, Georgia, we haven't lost at home since Joe Burrow was there at LSU.
Yeah.
Like,
it brings out that competitiveness. That's what I was saying. It's not gonna be like, oh, they finna win. It's be like, ooh, I don't know. Especially if they got to travel.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna win. So.
No, you're right. You're right about that. And then because there are a lot more teams, you're gonna have some teams in there that naturally there are gonna be some discussions on who should make it, who should not make it, like they do every year.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have a lot more better teams in there because you got 12 teams versus 4.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because they've been calling for that to happen for a long time now.
And I think it'll highlight, different players also who don't get the limelight as often.
Yeah,
They play, even though they may not win the game, somebody play a big game against somebody, you get a slot on the TV.
That's true.
That helps with your NFL stock and things such like that. So who you got winning? I know we were finna go over the conference and who we think predicted the win.
All right, so the conferences, it's kind of tough. So I'm gonna start off with the Big Ten. The Big Ten, they have a lot of heavy hitters. They have like 3-4 teams ranked in the top 10, like Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan. But I'm gonna go with Oregon. I think Oregon is gonna be the team to win.
Yeah.
And what's really gonna set it up above it the fact that Oregon plays Ohio State this year during the season, but they play in Oregon. So Oregon, I think Oregon's gonna have that win over them.
Yeah.
So that's gonna have like I don't know how like the tiebreakers are, but it's gonna be a tiebreaker for sure. The fact that Oregon has that win over Ohio State. And, Michigan, Penn State, I don't think they're going to be as good. Michigan, they lost their head coach and their quarterback this past year.
Yeah.
So I don't have them as high as them, but it's really going to be Oregon or Ohio State, in my opinion.
Low. They were ranked low, too. So.
Yeah, you go from a national championship to being ranked number 9.
Yeah.
But, that's what losing your head coach and quarterback would do. Who do you have winning them, the Big Ten?
I'm going with the team that you were just talking about, Ohio State.
Yeah, okay. That's not a bad answer.
Yeah, I think Ohio State, I think they haven't been this good in years. So I think it's definitely a chance. And like we said, it's just a chance to sneak into it.
Yeah,
you don't really have to be the best. You can play the best games. So,
for sure. Yeah, I agree because, they've always kept like a pretty decent team, but as far as like competing for national championships, they haven't done that in a minute. But it's either going to be Oregon or Ohio State, in my opinion. So you can't really go wrong with either one of the teams.
And you're right. Actually, that game will be really the deciding factor.
I think there will be. But let's move over to the ACC, which we seen one ACC game earlier this past week, which was Florida State and Georgia Tech. Both of them are part of the ACC.
Yep.
Originally, I had Florida State winning the ACC, but
stand 10 toes down.
Nah, man. I don't know. I don't think so. I can't pick them winning. The ACC is so unpredictable. You got so many teams that are right around the same like level of talent, like Miami, Clemson, Virginia Tech, even like NC State. All those teams are kind of like the middle of the pack teams. ACC, in my opinion, the ACC is a whole bunch of it's a conference full of mediocre teams.
Yeah,
like that's just in my opinion. People think ACC.
They'll bring out the best games though.
It do like on
mediocrity fighting to be the top.
You're right.
I want to be the top mediocrity.
Yeah, you're right. I want to be the best number 2 person in the league. It's gonna be good to watch, but nobody in the ACC is gonna come and really compete in the playoffs.
I don't know. Georgia Tech looking nice.
No.
They
they're gonna lose to us. They have to come to our stadium.
Yeah, win. And like we said, the field starts 0-0. We'll see. We'll see how the season go. I'm gonna ride with Georgia Tech though.
Hey.
That game the other day that just really confirmed. Just go ahead and go for it. Push for it.
We'll see.
I've heard a lot of buzz about it. People have been talking about it, and I've really just been. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, no,
I put my foot with it. I put my toes 10 toes.
I got you. The next conference is the Big 12 though. The Big 12, they don't have as many teams. Well, they have a lot of teams, but as far as like any like top teams,
it's kind of hard to choose. And I was kind of like question mark. I don't know.
Yeah. So I went with Oklahoma State. And they are ranked in the top 15 right now. There's one team in the Big 12 that is ranked above them, which is Utah. But Oklahoma State, they have 20 starters returning.
Yeah, the most, right?
Most in the nation. You only got 22 starters.
Yeah.
They got 20 of them returning. You know, and then the conference that itself isn't that hard. Isn't that like filled with huge names.
Yeah, so I mean it'd be easy to knock everybody out.
Of course Colorado's in there, you know, Deion Sanders and all them, but you know, there's such a big question mark. We don't know what's gonna happen, though.
I mean, you know they're gonna win some games.
Of course, you know,
I believe they'll be better than they were last year.
I rock with Deion.
Yeah.
I like what Deion's doing. I like, you know, how he brought his sons over there and how he's just the way he's going about it.
Of course, it had a very La era around it, huh?
What you say?
A La era. Am I saying the word wrong? A La era.
La era.
Yeah, La era, where he bring his sons in and he runs the organization, makes them pay him the most money, and then say, I need some players. I'm just saying, that just sound very familiar.
So y'all just see randomly, we're talking about college football. Hey, got nothing. LeBron didn't even go to college.
Who said something about LeBron?
And you just starts bringing this sneak diss about LeBron out of nowhere.
I don't think it was sneak. I was just saying that's the.
No, you're right. It was direct. Pretty direct.
I was just saying that's the behavior.
That's crazy.
Anyway, let's get back on the.
You can't. He has a burning soul inside of him that he just hates LeBron, and it just jumps out of him every now and then. All the time. He just can't stand it.
I do not hate anybody. I do not hate it. You hear it? Yep. They're coming for you because of your ridiculous take. I do not hate anybody.
You just randomly brought up LeBron.
But
if I brought up LeBron.
You are bringing up LeBron.
No, whatever. Okay.
I just said they had a little aura around it. You ain't
what does the L stand for?
Huh?
Huh?
It's French.
Huh?
French is the Leola. It's French. So Leola, that means the aura.
Oh,
so you got the aura.
LeBron knows a lot about Paris.
Now who's talking about LeBron?
Where did the L come in?
All right, let's go ahead and go back to Deion Sanders. I mean, and that, like you said, I think they're gonna be better than they were last year.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, they will. I mean, they started off hot. Actually,
and cool down. I mean, that's what happened. Everybody getting inspired. Everybody running. You got folks running their last breath. They may be tired. Their ankle may be broke, but they finna hobble to the finish line because they're inspired by it. Now it's time to see, can you develop a program and get trained like every year?
Yeah.
You got to keep people. Like you said, the team just kept 20 out of 22.
Yeah.
They're going to be better because they have, that continuity, that, that camaraderie.
That's true.
Got the practice and the time with it.
Especially nowadays with the transfer portal and NIL, players are jumping left and right.
For money and everything else, and then they got opportunity to actually get that money where they're at.
Yeah.
Together. So, kind of very New York-ish, I mean,
yeah.
Everybody take a little pay cut. We all can win, hopefully.
No, you're right. And with Colorado, they got his son, Shador, the quarterback, and another one of the guys that he brought from Jacksonville State as well, Travis Hunter. They're going to be 2 top 10, 15 picks in the NFL draft.
They're going to be out there, yeah.
Yeah, Travis Hunter might be the best player in college football.
This year?
I mean, yeah, because, he plays both sides of the ball. He plays wide receiver and plays cornerback, and he's one of the best at both positions, Like, he can impact the game more than anybody. But the only thing is, he got hurt last year. And, because you're playing on both sides of the ball, obviously you got more opportunity to get hurt.
Yeah.
But, they're kids. Once these college kids, they, start, filling out their body more, start growing and getting, like, NFL shape, then,
Yeah, he definitely got time.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's not like sport. I mean, even college medicine is, bad. So he's getting taken care of. He's getting that treatment now. He's seeing folks. So he'll be up there.
No, you're right. Who do you have winning the Big 12?
I really don't know. Like you said, it's kind of up in the air.
Yeah, it is.
I really couldn't nail one down.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. I mean, there's a lot of teams that are it's kind of like the ACC. They're both a lot of teams like feel a middle of the pack teams.
Yeah.
That
you just gonna have to see.
1 or 2 games can dictate it. Anyway for any of these teams.
And that's like Georgia Tech. I was kind of on the fence about it, but then the game happened. Not just they won, how they played. I was like, that team actually be a little bit better than I thought it was. So, and I mean, maybe after we see some folks play, I can be like, okay, that team for sure. But
of course,
you don't never know.
See, with Georgia Tech too, their coach, man, I really like their coach. Their coach has a really good mindset too. Like when you bring that grittiness and that toughness, they didn't care that they were playing a top 10 team. Yeah. Like when they came to the stadium, they played the game in Dublin, Ireland. It was raining. It's the first game of the college football season.
They pushed it out.
They did not care. They came in there and they seen red and they was like, we're about to go win this game.
I mean, Georgia little brother, I'm sure that put some pressure on you.
Yeah.
You got to go out there and be it.
You're right. The last conference.
I don't think we need to ask.
The SEC.
Who you got? Who you got?
You know what?
Who you got?
Obviously, I'm going with Georgia. Obviously, right? But let me tell you, man. How you got this hatred for LeBron and it just jump out of you?
Do y'all see? What are you talking about?
We
are talking about Georgia.
That's how I got this hatred for Alabama.
Okay.
I don't even want to talk about Georgia winning the SEC because I already know you already know
it's a lot.
That's what I'm rooting for. You know what I'm saying? To win.
Yeah.
I hope Alabama lose every game next season. Yeah. Every single one. I hope they don't win not one.
I think there's one game they'll win.
No. Which one? Maybe Western Kentucky, their first game of the season.
Starts with a G, ends with a A.
I don't know.
You don't know. I mean, if you're a little nervous about Clemson, you got to be nervous about number 5.
Man, hell no.
How can you get sweaty with number 14, but then don't even get a break of sweat with number 5?
Look, man, Alabama, you don't understand, man. Kirby Smart, all the players on Georgia, we are locked in. If there's any game that we have circled, that we've circled on our calendar for years now, it's this game. They announced this game a few years ago that they were going to have the September 28th in Alabama. They announced it multiple years ago. We've been ready for that since then.
Okay.
So we definitely ready now.
Okay.
And we got a bye week before that. So we have
extra rest.
We have a whole week to prepare.
A little extra rest, but
we're gonna go in there. I predict that game. We'll probably win. 35-14. Yeah.
You know what? I'll make a prediction for Alabama to win 42-21.
You going with the ops?
Mark it.
You're going with the ops.
Mark it.
You're really rooting for Alabama right now?
Mark it.
Bryant.
All this Georgia's just been a little too much to take, man. Just a little too much.
You're just a natural born hater,
just
bro.
Too much to take, man.
Why you don't like Georgia? What's wrong with Georgia?
I live here. No, I just like.
So you should root for us,
Nah.
Councilman,
I don't actually do what I should do I? So.
That's crazy. So you just go everything opposed to me,
No. Mostly all of our stuff.
I'm a LeBron fan. You hate LeBron.
All of our. I
like Georgia.
LeBron.
You hate Georgia.
I don't hate Georgia.
Let me guess. You hate the Yankees too, huh?
No, ain't nothing wrong with the Yankees.
You a Dodger fan, so you do hate the Yankees.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Yeah, you do, bruh. You just got to oppose everything that I like, huh?
But see, all of it's natural. I like those things, before I even knew you. So I mean, it was just destined.
A natural born hater.
It was just destined for you not to know the world of sports, and for me to come along in your life and educate you on what winning looks like.
Educate me.
Achieve.
Oh, trust me. I know what winning looks like. Okay?
I'm just saying.
Winning looks like this.
I'm just saying. I mean, we know winning back here as well. We know winning back here as well.
Oh, Harris County won.
We know winning. Hey. Shit, if we were in the ACC, well, we'll be number 2.
The Waverly Hall Yellow Jackets.
Big dog.
Okay.
In other news,
Well, I just mentioned.
While we were just talking about baseball,
I mentioned the Yankees a little bit.
Mr. Judge.
Yeah, man. Look, man.
Can you come to the front?
Yeah, Aaron Judge, man. He might be having the greatest hitting season of all time. At the very least, is in the discussion.
You think it's better than his 2022 season?
When it all said and done, I think it will be. Because in 2022, he did break the record for most home runs by American League hitter. Mm-hmm. But he's having hitting for a better average.
Average is better.
Getting on base more. He's slugging on. He had a higher OPS. By the end of the season, he might hit 60 home runs again because we still have a whole month left in the season.
Yeah, I think they were predicting him to hit 62.
He's on pace to break the record that he set in 2022. Yeah. You know, he could go along that pace. He could go faster than that pace. You know,
I mean, he's already at 12 home runs in August. So
yeah,
and August isn't done yet.
You're right.
They got like 2 more games. So,
exactly.
So it's crazy. It's crazy to think, but
his numbers for the year: he's batting .333, 51 home runs, 122 RBIs. His on base percentage is .465. So almost half the time that he comes up,
he's going to base.
He's getting on base. Mm-hmm. Slugging percentage is .732. OPS over 1,000. Almost 1,200. Now, baseball is all about these little fancy numbers or whatever. You know, the MLB average for OPS is like, I think at the most maybe like 700-800. Uh-huh. He's at like 1,200. Yeah. He's having seasons that Babe Ruth was having. That them guys that was on steroids was having.
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, like they came out. He's one of the 5 players ever to hit 50 home runs in 3 or more seasons. Yeah. Babe Ruth, Sammy Sosa, Alex Rodriguez, Mark McGwire, and Aaron Judge.
I mean, you ain't even got to say nothing past that first name, Babe Ruth.
Exactly.
That's legendary talk.
3 of those guys were on steroids.
Yeah.
And Babe Ruth was playing back then when they didn't
discredit Babe.
They didn't allow us in the league,
Don't discredit Babe Ruth.
No, I'm a Yankees fan, so of course, and as a matter of fact, Babe Ruth, there's actually some, what's the word I'm looking for?
Slander.
Not some slander, but
gossip.
A rumor.
Some tea.
That he might be partially black.
Who?
Babe Ruth.
Okay, well that ain't discredit. You like that's the same thing as saying he was on steroids.
No, I'm not saying discredit. I'm saying it's a rumor that's the thing. And naturally this was in the 20s and 30s and 40s. They're not gonna announce that.
Tell nobody.
Yeah. So and if you look at some of his features, there's a rumor that his mom had an affair with this guy who was black, and Babe Ruth kind of resembles him. He has more of a wider nose than your traditional Caucasian fellow. He could
have had a little brother in him. But
maybe. And he was also trying to he was advocating to let
African Americans in the league.
Because he was knowing about the Negro leagues and stuff, and he was advocating for them to come into the.
They were getting good.
Yeah, of course.
And then it was unfair not to face them.
It
looked like you were scared to run away from that competition.
Of course. So. But back to Aaron Judge though, he's having seasons along those lines to where you're comparing them to the all-time greats. Yeah. And if that's the case, he's batting .333 right now, which is usually any other year you'd be leading the league in batting average at that point. It's only one other guy above him, so he's almost winning the Triple Crown. We haven't seen the Triple Crown. We've seen the 2012 with Miguel Cabrera, but before that, it was since the 50s since that thing's been won. So he's having one of those type of seasons. Yeah. And then on top of that, Juan Soto is batting right behind him. Juan Soto's having one of the greatest seasons of his career. He's only 25.
Yep.
They're comparing him to Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig back in the day.
I mean, it's hot start, bro. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a generational talent.
No, you're right.
Generational.
But because of how good he is, they have a lot of pressure on them to make it to the World Series. You know?
Yeah. How much money they paid him too? I mean,
he getting paid a lot of money. He got like a 9-year, $300 and some $million contract. Yeah. And it's crazy because Yankees. He was a free agent and he was listening to other teams, and there was a report that saying that he had signed with the Giants.
Yeah.
And then the next day, that was like, no, that didn't happen. And then the next day after that is when he officially signed with the Yankees.
Yeah, no number one go to the Giants.
Yeah.
They're not looking too hot right now.
No, they're not. I mean, I know they're kind of y'all rival, Dodgers rival. Speaking of the Dodgers, Dodgers are having a season for the Dodgers as well.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, because the top 3 teams in the MLB right now is the Phillies and the Dodgers. They have the 2 best records, and then the Yankees are half a game behind them.
Yeah.
So it very well could be the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series.
That'd be a good bet to put
That'd
be a good bet to put
some cases to do. That'd be really, really great, honestly. If because they're the 2 most historic franchises in baseball.
We maybe had to go to that game.
Yeah, I don't know.
We got some time to save up.
Yeah, in LA or New York, the playoff games, boy.
Well, hopefully it's in New York. That's closer to us.
Well, I mean, either way, they're gonna have games in both. But if them shit's gonna be expensive.
Like you said, we can sit up on the roof.
Yeah, we can sit outside, go to a bar or something.
We can work at a concession stand.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, if we go to New York, man, New York, parking and cars like that.
Yeah, it depends how you go.
Yeah. Or we can just fly up there and then we can just take the subway.
Anything is possible to treat the real New York life.
Yeah. B-ball goes from New York.
We'll definitely be in LA for the 2028 Olympics.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't care if we ain't even doing the podcast no more. Me and you gonna meet up. We gonna go to the Olympics. We gonna record the stuff, and then we gonna release another episode.
All right, so under one condition, okay. You cannot be crying over Kobe every 2 seconds, bro.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
Look,
we'll have one day where we just go visit where we go visit the statues, because there's 2 right now. There'll probably be like 4 by the time they.
Look, the first day you got to get all your tears out when it comes to Kobe.
It can't only be one day, because Kobe inspired the 20. They already have ads with Kobe running for the 2028 Olympics, and if they have ads now. No, they're going to have an AI Kobe stand up talking about welcome to the 2028 Olympics. And I'm
my bad, it's not funny. It's not funny, but
You better be glad Kobe talked about forgiveness. Anyway, let's get off Kobe.
Yeah. Well, we on basketball topic though now?
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So we actually did have something happen. Ms. Maya Moore officially retired. And they retired her jersey. She played for the Minnesota Lynx. She played for a while, and she actually ended up retiring a little bit early. Basically because she wanted to spend time with her family. She wanted to help ministries, and she wanted to help criminal justice. For people falsely accused of crime and things like that.
Yeah.
But she really, if she hasn't retired, I believe that she would be really in the GOAT conversation. She could do everything. When she started out in high school, she won championships there. She went to an AAU team. She won championships there. She went to college. She won championships there.
Yeah.
She went to the WNBA. She won championships there.
She went to college at Tennessee, right?
No, she played for UConn.
UConn. Okay, I don't know one thing. I'm sorry, my bad.
UConn. But and then she won there, and then she went over to the EuroLeague, played in China. Won championships there. So if you are looking at a resume and you're looking at like wins, her numbers don't really jump out as like the most and the best numbers that you've seen. Her career averages are 19, 6, and 3. But she was really like a magic glove. Folks said they couldn't see how she was able to steal the ball how she did, and it was just smart plays, inbound plays, passing it in low to the post. But she was really, really, really good.
Yeah. She's still a 6-time All-Star, and for 6 out of the 8 years that she played, she was top 5 in MVP voting too.
Yeah. And then she won MVP, you know, she has 4 championships, 1 Finals MVP. She also played, you know, in the Olympics. She won 2 gold medals, of course, with that historic women's basketball team that has been running stuff since when I was born, literally my whole life. So, you know, she, like I said, you know, she continued to play. I think it would be a whole different conversation, you know, who the GOAT is. Because she was definitely, you know, a passer, rookie of the year. I mean, there's just not
3-time All-Star MVP too.
Yeah.
Like, to be the MVP of the All-Star game is something big.
And she won a championship out of only 2 WNBA players. She's the only one who won Rookie of the Year and a championship in the same year. And then the next year they went to the playoffs and she won the Finals MVP. Off the gate running out. And, like I said, everything from the start of her career from high school. I'm pretty sure she was in middle school, like, running that.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was in elementary school, like, shooting and passing and stealing the ball and winning championships, like Little League championships.
Yeah.
Because everything that she touched, it went to
just
gold.
from start to finish. Yeah. Some people are naturally born like that, man. Some people, no matter where they go, they just have that type of presence to where they attribute to winning.
Yeah.
And it shows. I mean, because she played 8 seasons.
Yeah.
4 of those seasons, she won a championship.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, if she wanted to play more, who knows how many championships she had now?
If she kept playing, she stopped. I mean, and she ended up helping. She is still helping to this day, you know, working with projects. And she actually got a guy, Mr. Irons, off, you know, for a false conviction. And she ended up actually marrying the guy and then having a baby with the guy.
Good for her.
You know, they wrote a book, Love and Justice, a story of triumph from 2 different courts. Because she had the basketball court. He had the courtroom.
Got you,
so, you know, it's a good story, and it's good that they actually show, you know, respect to her, because, you know, we see athletes not get respect, especially in the smaller leagues where, you know, ain't nobody gonna notice. And, you know, WNBA player jersey don't get retired, ain't nobody gonna go up and fire. We ain't gonna have people marching the streets.
Yeah,
you know, like if LeBron jersey ain't get retired or something like that. But you know, I mean, because GOAT, when you say her name, so many championships run out that she don't even know what to do. And, you know, she could have had a historic career, but she chose to put that on hold for, you know, the best reasons.
Yeah.
So,
and you know, honestly, this shows that, you know, even how good you are, there are things that are bigger than basketball.
It's bigger than basketball. Yeah.
Bigger than sports, you know. We've seen instances like this, you know, like, you know, in the bubble where, you know, the Bucks, or it was one game they didn't play. Games when George Floyd died. Yeah. Or was it George Floyd? Or I think it was it was a guy that was in Wisconsin.
I don't remember him.
Yeah. But
I do remember them not playing games, but I don't remember what.
Yeah. But we've seen stuff like this happen before, and, you know, I commend it so much. You know, I have so much respect for her. You know, to set aside her historic Hall of Fame career to focus on stuff that is not bigger than just herself too. Yeah. You know, because who knows the amount of people that she can be able to help doing this, and now that she can dedicate her full time to this.
Life, yeah.
Like, imagine how great she was in basketball. Yeah. She puts all that dedication and stuff into what she's doing now.
Gold in both. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, hey, respect to her.
Respect, and I'm looking for a jersey, so.
Okay.
I'm on Amazon. I'm on these little, you know, eBay and stuff like that. I'm looking for a jersey, so I'm gonna get me one.
A B-ball Maya Moore jersey.
Yeah, collab coming soon. But yeah, throw her flowers. I like to throw her flowers. I actually gonna give her a good old clap, 'cause, you know.
Yeah.
Good career.
Congratulations to her, man. And to be able to go out on your own terms too, man, is a good thing.
And
too.
know that you're still playing. People actually, you know, please don't go. Still play. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I just hope that maybe, like, later on in her life, she's not, I guess, regretting not continuing playing. But, you know,
I mean, it brought her a husband. It brought her a child. I mean,
yeah.
And they said, you know, she's in ministry, big with her faith. So I'm pretty sure in her mind, you know,
there's a lot of people who, you know, their mindset is focused on bigger things, and she probably gets so much more fulfillment doing this stuff than basketball. Yeah. So, you know, maybe she might regret she didn't start it sooner, you know?
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, I bet she stacked up her money. I'm talking she still be playing to this day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, congratulations to her, man.
Yeah. We appreciate you watching the B-Ball Podcast.
Yeah.
Be sure to like and comment and subscribe below. Let us know topics that you want to talk about.
Yeah, y'all stay tuned in to more episodes coming up, you know.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Theme song coming now.
Be you, be great,
and
B-Ball.
B-Ball, we rising but the rest. Listen to the podcast, join the quest. Heartbeats racing, adrenaline high. This is where champions fly.